Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's verses, we have Maker's Mark coming in at a 45% ABV, no age statement, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, versus Maker's Mark 46 coming in at a 47% ABV, no age statement, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Now, Maker's Mark was one of those brands that I kind of put off for the longest time until I finally tried the original Maker's Mark, and I fell in love with the brand. I was shocked how much I enjoyed it. And so far, my favorite bottling that they do is the 101. So I really was curious what made the difference between these two. So I decided to do a versus on it. So we're going to be doing some comparisons on notes, taste, and then finally wrap it up with some pricing on that. So let's get into it. Now these are half bottles. I ended up picking up half bottles because I was like, I don't know if I'll like it or not. And so it was convenient for me to grab half bottles. But now I definitely want to pick up full bottles. And if you're looking for the individual reviews on these, I will be posting those, and when they're live, they'll be up above and down below. They both? Is this cork? It's cork. Couldn't remember. It's been a few months since I've had Maker's Mark. More recently, I just made a trip to my Total Wine, and they had one bottle of the Maker's Mark 46 in cask strength, so I'm really excited about that. So let's go by color. Honestly, the 46 is a little bit darker. Interesting. On the surface, I didn't think there were going to be that much of a difference, because in the bottles, you can tell that's a little bit darker, but not a lot. And the interesting thing behind the 46 is where they took additional staves, if I remember right, and they put them in the barrels during its aging process. So kind of an interesting concept there too. So let's go for notes on the Maker's Mark. Oh yeah. Love that nose. A little nutty quality going on there. Oh, that spice quality too. Love that spice. It's almost got like a dessert sweetness on there. Like bread pudding. It's a bread pudding. That's where my brain just went. Yeah, bread pudding, get a little bit of that kind of bready note, but you also get sweet with it. Oh yeah, but a little bit of that cherry going on there too. Oh, love this nose. ABV really doesn't show up much at all. Very approachable for the nose. But nice bready, sweet. Bit of that spice is in there. You get a little bit of oak, but it's not very, very present at all. But just a beautiful, rich bread pudding. I don't think I picked that up the first time. Let's go for the 46. Okay. Going for another nose here. Surprisingly, the ABV doesn't show up, even though it's a little bit higher. You get this beautiful oak, though. It's very present on the oak notes. Bit of spice in there too. It almost teeters rye spice, but not quite. Yeah, beautiful spice in there. A little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla. You get some of those classic notes for straight bourbon whiskeys from Kentucky. But the oak is so much different than an average oak note. And it's almost got like a maple sweetness with it too. It vaguely reminds me of something like Jack Daniel's, having that kind of a mapley note to it. Maple sweetness in there. Yeah. Oh. It's been a while since I've had the 46, and I'm like, originally I said that I liked the original Maker's Mark better, but man, that nose. I love that. It's almost got, that's nice. Okay, let's go for taste. Beautiful, beautiful wood in there. Oh, it's sweet. Beach up just a little bit. Beautiful mouthfeel in there. A little bit of dryness going on from that wood note. Get that nice, solid caramel, bit of vanilla. The bread pudding note I was getting isn't quite coming through at the moment on the taste. Nice solid cinnamon going on in there as well. Again, the palate goes a little dry right from the get-go. Like as soon as it hits your mouth, it goes a little dry. But then it starts coming back and bringing you those beautiful, beautiful wood. A little bit of that cherry notes going on in there too. So good. I love that because even in the finish of it has this beautiful wood and cherry note that both just ride together really well. And they just go out, keep going together with that little bit of sweetness in there. That's darn good. Oh, I love Maker's Mark. Okay, let's go for the 46. Deeper, richer cherry. But it's definitely a maple syrup quality going on in the taste. 100%. Beautiful, beautiful flavor right there. A bit of that spice, that oak is very dominating. Where here it was more like just a general wood. Here you're getting deep, deep oak. With that little bit of cherry sweetness going on. Oh, it's so good. ABV really doesn't show up much, but it's just there. Yeah. Second taste doubles down on the maple note, like a maple syrup note. Deep, rich oak, very hearty oak. Bit of caramel, bit of cinnamon in there. It's a little dry. But you gotta like a good pungent wood note. And specifically in this one, the oak. To really enjoy this, and I'm loving that. Again, it's been a minute. One more. Maple syrup sweetness, oak, caramel, cinnamon. That oak note with that bit of maple syrup is your riding factor. Where here it was more of the wood and cherry. Here you're getting oak and maple syrup. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. All right. Let's talk about market price because we all know market price is market price and it's always going to vary. In my market, I can usually find the standard Maker's Mark between $22 to $25, sometimes as high as like $28. 46, I see all over the place. I can pick it up for right around the $33 to $35. All the way up to 40s. On a rare occasion, I've seen some places posted as high as 40. What it boils down to is for tasting. If you like more cherry, this is the way to go. If you like a nice solid cherry note in your bourbons, this does great. And it's going to do great with your old fashions. It's going to really shine really well. Where your 46 is going to be more for, I like that maple sugar sweetness. I like a deep, rich oak. The 46 dominates on those. But honestly, in my market where I live, if I can usually find this at most bars. This one, not really. Usually the standard Maker's Mark, if I get a pour of the Maker's Mark, I'm a happy clam. Like, I really enjoy what the original does, especially for its price point. But if I'm looking for something to be a little more deep and a little bit more sweet in the maple section, we're not sweet in the cherry, the 46 is an obvious winner for that. So yeah, there you have it, Maker's Mark and Maker's Mark 46. If you have any questions about the bottles themselves, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer them. And if you have any specific bottles I should put up against each other for our versus, also let me know down below. I like doing these A-B comparisons and really kind of put them up against each other. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might